What's up, everyone? Massive banner news for NTE today. We've got a ton of fresh details and leaks, especially following the major 1.1 reveals and the latest 1.2 banner info, giving us a much better picture of what the future roadmap is actually going to look like for Neverness to Everness. So, because of that, in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down our fully revised schedule, stretching from the version 1.1 update all the way through version 1.4. We're covering every upcoming S-rank unit, potential featured banners, tier list shifts, and future meta powerhouses, including a few mysterious characters we barely know anything about yet. Needless to say, there are a lot of incredibly hyped characters heading our way. Before we dive in, real quick, if you enjoy these update videos and want to stay fully up to date on everything NTE, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. I'd really appreciate the support since it helps grow the channel. Plus, we've got a ton of future banner news dropping very soon, especially with the 1.1 banners right around the corner, and you can bet I'll be breaking down absolutely everything right here. Alright, let's jump straight into it, starting off with version 1.1. At this stage, the 1.1 update is pretty much completely locked in. We already got official confirmation from the recent special program that Lacrimosa and Chaos will be the two featured S-rank banners anchoring this patch. Following that live stream, the hype for these two has absolutely skyrocketed. Lacrimosa is currently shaping up to be one of the most insane DPS units we've ever seen. She's a Chaos Element main DPS built entirely around dealing DOT damage and building nightmare stacks. Her gameplay features fluid stance switching between melee and range combat, devastating burst damage, and she actually possesses a unique ultimate ability for each of her individual stances, making her quite an incredible character. Then we have Chaos. Up until the special program aired, the community really didn't know much about this character. However, he is now officially confirmed as the S-rank character for the second phase of version 1.1. His element is revealed as Lakshana, and his banner is scheduled to drop on June 24th. With a highly anticipated hype character design, we definitely have an incredibly strong lineup right on the way for 1.1. That covers our quick recap of the immediate 1.1 banners, so let's venture into version 1.2 of this roadmap. This is where the information becomes less official. First up, we have Shinku, who is expected to debut as one of the S-ranks in the 1.2 update. Currently, Shinku is being listed as a Cosmos character who excels at burst damage and battlefield control. She sounds like a highly aggressive, main DPS style character utilizing extremely flashy melee combat. We even received some early kit descriptions recently mentioning that she has multi-hit kicks, a spinning elbow strike, combo heavy attacks, and a strong burst finisher. Looking at her gameplay, everything revolves around controlling enemies before unloading massive burst damage, meaning her kit is packed with crowd control. There are also mentions of aerial launch attacks, where she can gather enemies for big AoE damage. Honestly, she already sounds like one of the most combat-focused characters in the entire game, so visually her gameplay is going to look incredibly impressive. The second character in the S-rank slot for version 1.2 is Onuroi. We know she is connected to Division 2, and while we still barely know anything about her actual kit, the prevailing community speculation points toward her being a supportive healer type. This makes perfect sense because the game is definitely due for a new premium support option, and it looks like this character is going to fill that vacancy. Given how valuable a true dedicated healer becomes later into a game's life cycle, this character will bring massive value to every account. As a quick side note regarding version 1.2, these are two additional mentions we covered in my last video, Exi and Elims. Exi is the captain of the 6th platoon, and though we don't know anything about his kit or gameplay yet, word is he might show up as a featured A-rank character on the 1.2 S-rank banners. The exact same situation applies to Elims, who serves as the 6th platoon lieutenant. Even without detailed gameplay breakdowns, both of these units already look pretty hype, even if they just debut as part of the 1.2 banner S ranks. Moving right along into the version 1.3 update, this is the specific patch that has undergone the most significant changes since my last roadmap video. We have some major news coming through, with consistent reports placing Linko on the 1.3 banner schedule. Linko might end up being a really cool character because early kit info suggests she could potentially introduce a brand new summon-style playstyle, acting as a sub-DPS with unique summon mechanics. That would be really interesting if it makes it into the live game. Instead of functioning like a standard character, Linko might introduce an entirely fresh gameplay mechanic, which is bound to be pretty hype. Right now, Linko is actually the only mention we have for version 1.3. We don't have any new information on a second S-rank character, but that might actually be a good thing. The developers have been giving us double S-rank banners back-to-back throughout version 1.0, 1.1, and presumably 1.2 as well. Because of that, version 1.3 is looking like a bit of a breather patch, where we only get one brand new S-rank unit. This means the second phase might be reserved for character reruns. It would make sense for reruns to start cycling in every 3 patches, so the 1.0 banners, or even the 1.1 banners, could make their return during the second phase of 1.3. Finally, let's discuss the last patch of the video, the version 1.4 update. For this one, we have 2 S-rank mentions, and they both look absolutely phenomenal. Going through them one by one, the first character mentioned on the list is Blackbird. Blackbird is currently giving off distinct, heavy witch-themed vibes, and most community speculation points toward her being a support debuffer or an anomaly-style DPS unit. We don't know which route they will take, but those are the 2 primary possibilities being discussed. Her design is heavily tied to prophecies, fortune-telling, and mysterious supernatural themes, which could also be elements they add to her gameplay. Many players suspect she will apply stuff like curses or debuffs onto enemies, allowing your other characters to gain bonus crit rate or amplified damage. As of right now, the data suggests she's expected to be a Chaos Element Esper taking on an attack role. We'll see if that ends up being true, since it's still far away, but that's what we know for our first 1.4 unit. The final mention of the video is Akane Rin. Unlike Blackbird, we don't really know much about Akane Rin's skills. We have a decent grasp of her story presence, but actual kit info is scarce. She is tied to the faction lines, which appears to function as both a music group and an anomaly hunting organization. Because of that, she might feature rhythm-based attacks or music-themed gameplay, but we will simply have to wait until we get closer to 1.4 for the official reveal. The important takeaway here is simply the release timing. Overall, the future roadmap for NTE is looking unbelievably stacked right now, and we have quite the lineup of characters on the way. I want to hear from you guys, though. Let me know down below which of these characters you are saving up for the most. That pretty much concludes everything we currently know regarding the 1.1 to 1.4 roadmap for Neverness to Everness. As always, thank you guys so much for all the recent support. The NTE grind has been insane lately, and we have a ton of exciting videos coming out very soon, so definitely stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for watching and for all the incredible support on the channel. Please consider subscribing to help the channel grow quickly so I can start hosting those community giveaways, and I'll see you all in the next.